Neil, you must be gutted with that.
Yeah, I am really disappointed we haven't won it in the end, and held on right to the end, last 10 minutes to concede. The way we conceded as well, from a corner, which is very unlike us. The size of us, the height of us. And I thought we were dominant in both boxes throughout the game, and to concede sloppily like that, like I say, last 10 minutes is gutting really. But glad that we've come and put on a good show and got a replay, which is still in the balance kind of thing. But hopefully Tuesday night, well, not hopefully, I know our pitch will be a little bit better, not as heavy, and the way we like to play, the game plan will probably change a little bit more. But on the balance of play, chances for both sides, probably a fair result in the end.
You must be pleased though with how they performed against such a good side. Last year you were two divisions below this.
Yeah. Well, I think I said in the preview to the match, they've just got relegated out of Conference North. We've got promoted out of Division 1 South. Both new to the league, but that team there, Hednesford, has been together 4 years at Redditch. So the players that know each other and play together, and we're still growing. We're still learning about each other's games, and it's a work in progress with us. But for 65 minutes, I thought today, the physicality side of it, I thought we won all the battles. Of course, Hednesford are going to have a lot more of the ball. And the way their style of play meant that they did have a lot of the ball, but I thought, we closed them down. The shift that we put in throughout the 90 minutes, but especially the first 65 minutes, was immense. One ball back high up the park. Would have preferred us to have a bit more of a cutting edge final third, but away from home again, you don't always get that. So you have to take what you get. Retention of the ball wasn't as good as I would have liked second half. We're trying to get Josh and Odgie on the ball as much as possible. Didn't happen, but can't fault the boys. To get them back to our place, you've got to be over the moon.
How important was that goal for Sean? Did it mean a lot to him? It looked like it did.
Yeah, I think so. Any returning player, and there was a couple on our side. You want to do well against the team that you've played for before, and I thought as a squad, and the subs that went on, I thought we were brilliant today. I thought we played really well, heat of the battle, really heavy pitch, and we put a right shift in. There was always going to be a lack of quality because of the pitch, but that will be different Tuesday night. But for Geds and for Pezza and Batch returning, they've shown, and Tails, they've shown the Hednesford fans that there's still a bit of life in the old dogs yet.
Are you going to make any tweaks at all for Tuesday's game?
Don't know yet. Let you know Tuesday at 7:45.
Neil, you've been talking in the last few weeks that there's been a lot of games where Adam has barely had a save to make. We had quite a few to make tonight, and he did well, especially just before the goal, the one where he turned it round the post.
Yeah. I don't think he's been that busy though, David. I've got to be honest. I think the saves that he's made were routine. I'd have been disappointed if we'd have conceded. There
was a couple at the end of the first half.
Yeah. But I think on the balance of play, I'd expect and the way they've set those chances up, I think you'd expect Adam to save them. He hasn't had to have a worldie. He's done what he's there to do. And the lack of action he's had the last few weeks, I'd expect him to be ready for that. I think we've created more clear-cut opportunities. I've got to be honest. The header from Josh Gordon first half should make it 2-0. Puts it in the side netting. Free header. Batch's header second half, ball in. Pez should head it, but he lets it go, and Batch headers. We've got to hit the target. It's a free header. And we haven't worked the goalkeeper. And we've had some little opportunities where, if we'd just been a little bit more alert in and around their box second half, we might have gone on and got a second goal. But on the balance of it, probably a fair result.
It was a feisty game as well. Was it good to watch on the sideline?
Yeah, loved it. Good atmosphere. Two sets of fans that have, sung for their teams and made a right noise. No trouble, which is brilliant. Yeah. It's all gone off well, which is good. And it was a good atmosphere. I've enjoyed it from start to finish. I was always going to. You've got to embrace these situations. And very good. I've enjoyed it. Yeah.
And you hope for, you had a big following here, nearly 1,000. Hope for something similar on Tuesday?
Yeah, I would think so. We're getting 700 at home anyway, aren't we? So, they will obviously bring a contingent with them. And I would hope there'll be a few more Stafford fans out. Potentially break the 1,000 barrier, I would think. But the following from our lot today, we've got to be 400 over there, I would have thought. Noisy from start to finish really helped us. And you need that. You come, like I've said to you before, David, away from home at this level is tough. You've got to put a right shift in, and you've got to realise that you're not going to have a lot of the ball. And they're a good side. We haven't had lots of the ball. They've probably had 60% of the possession. And you've got to put a shift in, you've got to win your tackles, got to win your headers, got to be hard to break down, hard to beat. And in the main, we've done that, but the fans helped. You know, they didn't turn it into a home game, but they made our players aware that, you know, they're going to be backed, and they backed them.
And just to quickly mention a couple of changes in the build for this game. I understand George Bowman's left. Has he gone to Halesowing?
Yeah, gone to
Halesowing.
No, he's left the football club. We had a 7-day approach from Halesowing last week. George has obviously haven't been playing football for us because we've been doing so well, change of shape and doing so well, 8 unbeaten. You know, and 7 days comes in, he's spoken to them, and they've offered him regular football, and you know, I don't know the finance side of it, but you would think probably a good offer, so he's decided to go. It's a difficult one because we've got 5 subs today, a new signing, a couple of lads kicking their heels, trying to get into the squad. But with 8 games, we've played really well, and you know, we've got a strong bench. We've got Levi Reid kicking his heels, Isaac, Mitch Tolley. You know, we brought in a new lad, Anthony Dwyer, striker, to replace George, because I thought potentially that would happen. So I've tried to be one step ahead, knowing that potentially we could lose George because he wasn't playing. So that's fell into place like I thought it would, and we bring Anthony Dwyer in, who's top goal scorer at Ilkeston, so he will add to the striker options. But you know, as I said to all the squad, just, you know, 8 unbeaten, but you know, 1 or 2 knocks, and you know, and we've got Saturday, Tuesday right through now till Christmas really, and everybody's going to be needed. And 1 or 2 a little bit disappointed today because they haven't played or had as much input as they would have liked. But that changes very, very quickly, and you need an injury or, you know, tweaking the shape or whatever, and you know, you get your opportunity. George didn't want to wait for that opportunity, so he moved on.
And Anthony Dwyer also a player, is he?
Well, you know, we've had an eye on him for 2 or 3 weeks now, and we were made aware it potentially could be available. And like I said, I had that in the back of the mind that George isn't playing, and he was kicking his heels a little bit and making noises to the point where he wanted to play. So we made the request to speak to him, spoke to him, and he's come. He's a striker. He's 20 years old. Been a pro at Mansfield, done well. Then his career's just stopped a little bit for him, and he's ended up dropping into non-league. First stop Ilkeston. He scored 6 or 7 goals early part of the season, and I think 1 or 2 of the troubles they've got over there financially has meant that, you know, he's become available, and we've taken him. Sharp, good feet, goal scorer obviously. You know, so, and young, hungry, wants to get back in the pro game, so we'll do some work with him.
Just lastly, Wednesday night we saw Alex Curtis back on the pitch. That must have been pleasing to see.
Fantastic, yeah. You know, nowhere near ready yet to be week in, week out, but slowly, bad injury. I'm chuffed that he got his 15-20 minutes, but you can see, anybody who was there could see that he's got a long way to go yet, but we'll keep getting minutes into him in training. There'll be a loan period for him at some point somewhere, a couple of levels lower, and get a month's worth of football, and you know, we'll get him back on board and involved as soon as possible. And I keep reiterating to everybody, definitely, we're going to need everybody, because the games come thick and fast, and you're going to need the squad. Everybody's going to be needed.
Oh, just lastly, Jack Sherritt wasn't playing today.
Tight hamstring. He pulled his hamstring. But I don't know whether he's a pull really. It's more of a tightness, and he aggravated that last week against Warrington. And you know, he's warmed up today. Can feel it. It's not that bad, but I just think we need to probably give him a couple of weeks rest, because we need him right. We need, like I say, we're going to need everybody, and to have him injured over the Christmas period can't have that. So. Leave him out today. I thought Geds did well in the 10 role, and just hopefully Jack, if it's not Blythe next week, the week after, we don't have him out for too long.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Cheers. Thank you.